Peace, peace, peace. Who's going down? Where do we begin? Let's see. Jesus. All right, y'all okay, where we gonna start? We're gonna go straight Masonic? Where we gonna start at? Where do we begin? Where do we begin today? So much to talk about. I've been getting some requests, and the news feed just won't stop. It's not even Monday yet, y'all. And the shit is already off the hook. Shout out to 2023. It is coming in quick. Rest in peace to GangSta Boo. Jesus. It is going up. It is going up right now. So, if nothing else, I've been getting some requests to expound upon a post that I started my day with, speaking about Times Square, right? People want to know, they want to meet. Look, because nobody wants to read my captions. I think that I need the Pulitzer Prize for my posts, but nobody wants to read them. And that's cool, right? They said, make a video, nigga. I said I did a whole fucking sermon earlier, and I laid this shit out. Expertly, might I add, so I think. Right? Nonetheless, it's more stuff that came out that I need to put together. You feel me? So I'm going to do some of that today because I got to qualify and set the tone for what's taking place, because it's all connected. And with these high-level observations and you know, these pillar perspectives, only we can put it together the way that we can. And I'm going to touch on some things, and we're not going to get into every single thing here. We need to go into the Discord to finish these conversations, because I just can't lay all this stuff out, you know, on Instagram. You feel me? It's just not wise. It's not wise. Nonetheless, GangSta Boo died. Somebody's asking who died, and it's being reported that she died of a drug overdose. So I don't think it was the Jabberwocky. You know what I'm saying? She died of a drug overdose. So may she rest in power, rest in peace. I just found out one of the Pointer Sisters died, right? May she rest in peace. If this is the way that 2023 is pointing, it's going to be off the hook. This is how they're starting. I didn't have an opportunity yet to touch on Barbara Walters making her transition, or Vivienne Westwood. We've been speaking a lot about the Pope, of course, right? But we didn't get a chance to touch on all of these other people who figure prominently into these scripts, into these narratives, and how they all tied together. Case in point, Barbara Walters was 93 years old. All right, we are in the season of Capricorn. We know Capricorn is Saturnian. All right, and we know that the number of Saturn is 93. Okay, so right away we can start making these connections. All right, Vivienne Westwood, we have to pretty much walk that back, because I don't know how many people is familiar with the backstory and the history of Vivienne Westwood. So we'll flesh that out some other time. I'm not going to waste too much time on Vivienne Westwood, even though it plays a vital role, especially with this Aquarian agenda. All right. Shout out. I want to give Uncle Murder a shout out. That was a pure genius wrap up. Okay. As I mentioned on my page earlier, I want to give Ross Ben a shout out. I want to give Lloyd Strayhorn, Phil Valentine, and Hank Rosinson. They did a 2023 prediction video about, you know, by the numbers. And of course, Ross Ben does it according to astrology, okay? And he hasn't missed yet. So I highly recommend that the family go and check out these breakdowns, because they're laying it out and they're giving you the ability to have leverage. Nothing is written in stone, but when you have this information, you can set the tone, right? When you are allowing it to go on autopilot, this is what you're going to come up against. If you do nothing, right, this is what the energy is giving. You feel me? But now that you know what time it is, then you can properly prepare. Hence the fact that Ras Ben was making an observation, which he had already made during his series on YouTube called the 40th Parallel Line. He made the observation that this year is going to be the 40-year cycle, right, of the Philadelphia experiment. They do the Philadelphia experiment in 40-year blocks, right, because they're dealing with a 40-degree aspect of how they're tapping into, what did he say, the Earth's, the magnetic field, I believe. And the way that they looped the Philadelphia experiment from 1943 to 1983, they did it, they looped it geographically well. I'll get the book out. I showed you the book about geomancy. You have to know how these people do their geographical sorcery, utilizing ley lines or parallel lines. So Philadelphia is on the 39.9, right below, a few inches off of the 40-degree line. And Montauk, Long Island, where they have the Brookhaven Institute, right, where they telecast, and they showed you this in the movie Stranger Fiction. Montauk is right next, Stranger Things. Montauk is right next to the Shinnecock Reservation. Shout out to the family out there. That is on the 41-degree parallel. So both of them are falling like a degree off of the 40-degree, right, parallel. This is how they're locking in these frequencies. So 40 years later will be 2023. 2023 is all going to be about quantum. We already told you about the race for quantum supremacy. That's what all of last year was about. They was prepping the groundwork for this year. This is all going to be about quantum. Hence the fact that you're going to get all of these movies about the quantum verse. The shit is about going quantum this year, okay? And in the quantum year, it's no longer about either or, it's both. It's a multiplicity. We're dealing with qubits, not binary. You dig? So this is when we break out of dualism. All right? Anything that will be is. That's what's going on right now. And if this is the tone that we're starting the year on, it's going to be off the charts. Hence the fact that yesterday was full-blown winter. Today was the first day of spring, at least in Atlanta. I don't know where you was at, but today was the first day of spring here. Okay, it was 70 degrees out this bitch. And a whole nother frequency and tone descended on the planet. Why? Because scientifically and cosmologically, as promised, the mother star, Big Mama herself, right, when she comes as Sirius, the highest star in the sky, all right, that ascends on December 31st, right? Hence the fact that they give you what's called the lesser lights. In Masonry, they call this the lesser lights, all right? This is the lights that you're transfixed by, okay? You're looking at the illuminated lights of 42nd Street, and everybody's watching the ball drop. But it's inverted. The way that these people that we consider to be, part of secret societies or the framers of said society that we participate in, they deal with an art called inversion, right? They deal with inversion. Everything that's supposed to be is the opposite. So instead of you looking up and the ball going up, the ball comes down. Instead of you looking at the stars, you're looking at artificial lights. So while they have you looking at the fake lights, okay, they're paying homage to the real lights, to the illumination of the stars. They are orientating themselves to constellations and receiving downloads, right, from Sirius. Because light is information, okay, and the light comes in the dark. You get the light from constellation. You can't get downloads from lights and constellation in the daytime. You get the light from the sun. And they're attempting to even block that. That's a whole nother story. You saw the effects of that last week. Right, yeah, black light. right? The ocean is also called space. Granted, look, I'll show you some wild shit. And I know that they be hitting on this with the flat earthers and everything. Shout out to them. I ain't gonna take no shots because everybody's information has a place in the quantum realm, right? Everybody's right in quantum, okay? Because you're dealing with an aspect of multi-dimensionality. Can't nobody say, yo, I'm standing, your story don't have a foundation for you to stand on because you don't know what timeline you're in at any given time. This shit is switching up continuously. So you can't be like, oh, history says history is fluid as fuck in a quantum realm. History is fluid as fuck. There's nothing that's written in stone because the stone ain't stone. The stone ain't stoning. Genesis 1:1 says, in the beginning, God made the heavens and the earth. Right? And then in the next one, they speak about a firmament. They said that he made, the oceans up there and the oceans down here. So what was they talking about? What was they talking about? They never said in the Bible that God made hell, though. So where does hell exist? Because if he made the heavens and earth and then he kicked Satan and 33% of the angels out of heaven and sent them to earth, guess what? That's where hell is, nigga. And they even teach you this in Hebrew. If you fuck with the Judaic aspect of the information and not just the Christian, you would know about something called Gehenna. And Gehenna is the part of the 7 layers of hell. It's the thinnest hell. They call it hell on earth. And the color is red. Hence the fact when Mobb Deep did the motherfucking album, Hell on Earth, what color was the album? But you didn't ask them, whether they was into the information. Gehenna. Right? We are in Malkuth. This is hell on earth. There's no motherfucking underworld. The underworld is the soil bed, and inner earth and shit like that. But the earth is hell, nigga. This is not where heaven exists. You have to make it back to heaven. Oh, they say, heaven's a state of mind. Okay. All right. All right. You keep remixing them books. And rather than just wanting to know what the information is so you could deal with reality, you want to create a false narrative to make you feel comfortable. So let me get this shit out the way real quick, right? Before there's peace, there has to be war. Because you have to go to war for peace. Before there's love, love has to be founded and stand on trust, integrity, right? You need legs for love is like God, right? And in order for you to have a Godhead, you got to be standing on something founded to get into your God self. A baby is not God. A baby has to become a man or a woman first and then go through the trials, tests, and everything else, get to know thyself, and then you get into your God self. So you just don't automatically go from a seed to a motherfucking oak tree. It has to grow to what it has to grow to. It's the same thing with God, and it's the same thing with love. You can't have love that's not founded. Stop allowing people to tell you that they fucking love you, and they've never showed you integrity. They've never showed you trust, right? They don't know nothing about value. How the fuck can they love you? And then, admittingly, when they tell you out of their mouth, yeah, I'm still going through my healing phase and, I'm doing battles with my shadow self. How the fuck can they love you then? They don't have the capacity to love themselves. Love in this community is that shit is a weapon to disarm you. It's a disarming mechanism, right? They've weaponized the idea of love so you can put your guard down long enough to get fleeced and finessed. Stop letting motherfuckers tell you that they love you and they can't define it. They don't know what it is. They never experienced it. Nobody in this community is healed. How the fuck can they love anybody? It's a lie. So before we deal with peace, love, and light, we got to deal with war. Okay? Lack of love. And those things can get fixed by integrating integrity, values, trust. Motherfucker telling you that they love you and they can't trust themselves. They don't love themselves. You can't trust nobody that don't trust themselves. And nobody that don't trust themselves, does not have the capacity to get into this wholly rectified aspect of love, this loftiest thing this shit is not even earthbound. Just like God, this is not where he dwells. You need to be off planet engaging in those conversations, my nigga. Because that's not what this place was fixed here for. Those concepts are romantics. That's romanticism. And light does not precede darkness. So you cannot understand the concepts of light or get to light without going through the dark. Dark precedes light. So stop castigating the dark and then think that everything's going to be all lofty, peace, love, and light. You are living in an illusionary realm. I'm here to keep it real with you. So you have a chance and a snowball's chance in hell going through what we're about to go through. Because somebody has disarmed you with this lofty concept of living in fucking 5D. And everything is goddamn light and love and all this bullshit. And there's no evidence of it. Never has been in this community. The shit does not live here. If it exists, it don't live here. Not in this place. Not around these niggas. So today is a very monumental day in our history. And it's a day that we celebrate the fact that we had to go to war to achieve any level of peace in the presence of fucking demons and devils. How you so peaceful? And nobody got no motherfucking scrapes on them. Nobody went to war to achieve peace, but we're all so motherfucking peaceful. So Dessalines and, and the rest of the immaculate motherfucking warriors, Toussaint and the rest of them in Haiti in 1804, utilizing that good African traditional systems, right? They was able to kick them motherfucking French's ass. Right?
Independence Day, right?
It's Independence Day. Ça passe. Okay? Shout out to the family who put in that work. They should have got rid of the church, though. That was the main mistake. How you going to get rid of the French and leave the motherfucking Catholic Church up in Haiti? That was a grave mistake that they made, that they're still paying the price for. Shout out to them. No, I don't want to be judgmental. I'm just saying an overview. And, the fact that I was born during this time period gives me the ability to have an overview. You know what I'm saying? Not to take anything away from them, but I'm looking at the way that things have played out. And I'm like, damn, I would have did some things different. You should have kicked the church out with them. Right? So the French were there as the French Masonic Brotherhood by way of Napoleon and the rest of them. And what Napoleon represented was Roman canon law, or what later in this country becomes UCC, the same shit the Moors is fighting to this very day. Attempting to wake our people up and just give them an idea and a semblance of what it is that they're possibly dealing with and why they have been so unsuccessful. These niggas talking about they want reparations and shit like that. And then it's like, yo, fam, okay, cool. But do you understand the legal framework of this particular country? The people who you talking to now is not the people who was around when you was talking about them things that happened to you happened. Right? And that shit is commercial more than anything. So are you coming at them for corporations? Are you coming at them for human rights? What are you coming at them for? And how are you coming at them? Because you're looking goofy. If you don't know how to approach the situation and you're not even willing to fucking sit down and listen long enough. Right? And all of this shit had to do, again, Haiti sets it off, and everything now has to do with Louisiana. When Napoleon got washed up and they had to motherfucking sell Louisiana, right? This is when everything took place, because they was only supposed to get those street barracks down where the French court is at. But what they did is they terraformed the entire Louisiana. They were supposed to get the shit in New Orleans, but they terraformed all of it and created it as a federal district. And when they When they extracted whatever they extracted from Napoleon, they also extracted that Roman civic canon law, and which was maritime in its origin, and they brought maritime law on land, and it created, it drowned out what was considered common law, because the way that they were operating and running this country was from the St. Louis Cathedral, the same church that I'm out front doing my demonstrations on July 3rd in front of. That is the key to all of this shit. Is two archdioceses in this country that run this country. St. Patrick's Cathedral and St. Louis Cathedral. Both cathedrals where I did my rituals last year, mind you. For us.
I don't know what they be talking about.
I don't know either.
When they try to demonize crystals, when they try to demonize rocks. The church itself was built on a rock. What the hell is Peter? Right? But the rock. How the fuck is Christians out here talking about what you got these crystals on for? If he's just a rock ain't even a crystal. He's basic. If God is a rock, he's basic. He's not even a diamond. How you gonna shit on diamonds? The priesthood upon which this church was built had a breastplate with 12 gems in it. Specifically, based on what? Aaron consecrated the priesthood, and they put the gems the way that they did so they couldn't lie. So the reason that they want to demonize the crystals is because they want to take the chest plate and the breastplate off because they want to lie. And then they want to demonize the things that was put into place to check their ass from lying. So they got you running around here seeing me and my diamonds and all of my other gems, and you get in your feelings thinking that you're doing God's work. Blasphemy. Blasphemy. If Jesus himself was called a rock, if God himself was called a rock, if the church was built on a rock, if Peter himself is the rock, right? Then these are the mineral ministries that are built on mineral foundations that shall not be undermined or spoken ill of by people with the ill intentions to take the good word and corrupt it. You feel me? With man's inequity. So I'm inspired. I just got to give him one more.
This is what we ran down on the archdiocese, motherfuckers. I'm just showing you how it's done. Just so we clear, these are the locations I'm talking about. Okay? And I'm not talking from a fucking distance. I'm telling you what I know.
We just finished our demonstration on 42nd. Now we're going to come to the home of it all. On 50th and 5th, St. Patrick's Cathedral. That's where they run the country from by way of the Vatican. take that outside.
You can't come in with that.
Who is this? Outside, please. I have to go where? You have to go outside, please. This is not allowed. Whenever you your businessman, you have to please. You have to please call.
So when we do this, right, we do these end of the year predictions and stand on our square and say with confidence, look, they're not going to make it out of this year without one of them giving us a body. It's just not going to happen. Why? Because we said so, nigga. Who are you? Who do you think you are? Pope Pablo. I told you who the fuck I am. Right? I didn't stutter.
Padre,
I didn't stutter.
Espíritu Santo.
So that's the processions that are taking place for Benedict laying in state. As of tomorrow, his body will be laying in state and he'll get buried on the 5th of January for the very first time. Never before in existence ever has there been a time where there's a pope burying a pope. He's the Pope Emeritus. There's never been a situation like this. They don't even have protocol for what's about to take place. This shit is in a disarray. The fucking church is upside down right now. Tomorrow's January 2nd. It will inaugurate, right, the anniversary of the Battle of Granada, which is where the Moors fell to the Catholics church, or Christendom for that matter, on January 2nd, between January 1st and January 2nd, 1492. These 2 days are the most important days for melanated people diasporically around the entire fucking planet. Whether you subscribe to this information or not, you think we are fucking cuckoo? It matters not. You're still affected by the effects of what took place on January 1st, 1804 in Haiti, and on January 2nd, 1492 in fucking Spain and Granada, when the Moors fell to Ferdinand and Isabella and opened up the way, and the goddamn other Moors flipped and became Moriscos, all right? And them cocksuckers took them over here to the Western Hemisphere, which was considered paradise or the land of milk and honey, where the Europeans never had passage to. It took them to 1492. How long have they been on this planet? And they have never made it over here, but they want to tell you that they're gods of the planet, and then the Pope is going to give a license to Portugal to own the Western Hemisphere, or the Eastern Hemisphere, should we say, and then he gives Spain license to own the Western Hemisphere, but you never even made it over here. You had the audacity with the doctrine of discovery and the Inter Terra Catera passed on May 4th, 1493, to split the planet in two and to give it to two monarchies to come under Christendom, that you can tell them that they can take anything that they come into contact with, as long as the people that they come into contact with do not consider Jesus Christ their Lord and their Savior. And we're still living under this fucking grip and this yoke and this dominion right now. So don't tell me to chill when it comes to the popes. All right? You have no idea how much pain, anguish, and fucking crying, right, and hurt our grandmothers, great-grandmothers, great-great-great-great-grandmothers felt. But we was all supposed to sit by passive and listen when they was telling us about the fucking Holocaust and how much their grandmothers, oh, Kanye, you're hurting people. Right? So who the hell has the church been hurting since 1492? When's somebody gonna care about our grandmother's tears? And they got the whole goddamn world upside down, and these goddamn Aboriginal, indigenous Americans is fighting the motherfucking people who say that they come from Africa, And everybody's going at one another's throat, just like they showed you in Black Panther 2. And you know who gets off scot-free? The friars, the Friskins, the Dominicans, the motherfucking church, the popes, and all of them. Nobody got no smoke for them. And they're the ones that put the world in disarray and turned it upside down, took everybody's shit. Whether you fucking came from Africa, whether your ass was here in the Americas, both of you got bent over. And you can't stop long enough to come to some level of consensus, to have a conversation, to be like, son, I don't really got beef with you. I don't got beef with you. Now, while these niggas is walking around with all of our fucking jewels on, they're about to coronate Charles on March 6th. And he wears a crown with 444 jewels in it. Okay? None of them shits come from Britain, by the way. None of them come from Britain, by the way. All of them shit have been taken from these same indigenous places where everybody's at one another's throat, not understanding that they got finessed by the fucking church and they got a common foe. Rescind the doctrine of discovery to free the planet up, to free up indigenous people so we can get into the United Nations Declaration of Rights for indigenous people, right? And there's a level of redress that we can approach on an international level through international courts where we can finally get our shit back, since niggas don't want to fight. Only each other. You just want to drill and spin a block and tell me the fucking gun is not snitching. These niggas is not ready for no fucking conflicts. And this is the petty shit that they're setting up in front of the world defending. Everybody's looking at you like you fucking fools. These young men have come up with a euphemism for killing other black men, talking about wiping their nose. Throw them niggas under the jail. All of this shit is a facade. And it doesn't speak to the real motherfucking warriorship that's necessary and needed to get back the keys to the estate. And that's what this shit is about. There's a big fucking bounty on the table. And people are missing that with the pettiness. Right? So this is the war right here that set it all off. That created the conflict. That created the upset on the planet where everything now is scrambling. No one has records. And shout out to all of the Aboriginal indigenous family that's coming forward, unearthing the records, right? But you don't got beef with people on the continent. And people on the continent, you don't have beef with these people over here, right? Y'all got petty fucking differences. But you don't have blood beefs like you should have with Rome. So this is how they motherfucking decapitated you and knocked your block off to such a degree that you don't even see this shit for what it is. Like, niggas are so lost. There's so much at stake that you can get from waking the fuck up to what's really going on.
Then you talked about the distinctive headgear that they wear, the fez, and we've seen all these at circuses, at parades. They come down the street on their motorcycles wearing their fez. Tell us, first of all, what is the Shriners, and what is the significance of that fez?
Well, you'll see the men in the shrine parades and shrine circus wearing their red fez. In order to be a Shriner, you have to reach the highest degrees of Freemasonry, either the 32nd degree of the Scottish Rite or 13th degree of the York Rite. And then you're allowed to go into the shrine. And sadly, many Christians have gone into this, which is hard to understand. Because in order to be a Shriner, in the initiation, every Shriner takes a blood oath of allegiance to Allah as his God and Muhammad as his prophet.
Did you hear him? Are you kidding me?
No. But you swear allegiance that Allah is your God, Muhammad is your prophet. You are then given this red fez with the Islamic sword encrusted in jewels on the front of it. And you'll see men wearing this. And people say, well, why do they wear the red fez? It is because if you study history, during the 7th and 8th century, as the Muslims swept across North Africa, they came to Fez, Morocco. And in Fez, Morocco, there was a large community of Christians, and Muhammad had ordered the slaughter of all the infidels, meaning Christians, who would not bow down to Allah and Muhammad as the prophet. And the Muslims went in with the Islamic sword, and there in Fez slaughtered thousands of Christians. And then they took their Fez hats, and they dipped it in the blood of Christians, glorying in the defeat of Christianity. And that's why the Fezes are red, representing the blood of Christians defeated by the Islamic sword, which they have encrusted in jewels on the front. And there are Christians who walk around wearing this hat, and Dave, to be honest, it's an abomination in the eyes of God.
Right? So what part didn't you hear? Right? What part escaped you? What part went over your head? What part didn't you fucking hear? And understand, goddamn, allow people a long enough opportunity to explain to you what happened so you can stop getting caught up in the crossfire. But here, the Pan-Africans want to fight the Moors. The fucking Israelites want to fight Moors. Moors want to fight Kemetic. Kemetic want to fight the fucking I mean, goddamn, yo. Every fucking body want a Mandingo fight, and these niggas is running around with your culture, running the whole fucking country, and by proxy the whole world. With your information. Because you on vacation. And nobody want to be the motherfucking...
to hold it and preserve it until we wake back up. And then get this thing back on its original divine plan. So we are to convey to America that we're not about overthrowing this. No. As a matter of fact, we're about getting this thing back function on its original divine purpose. Because if we don't, it's going to be destroyed. As you see what's happening right now on a global level. America's going down a path now of self-destruction. And if we don't wake up, it was a divine plan. America didn't happen by chance. All this was part of the divine plan that this would come about. The Moors then had a plan for a new world order. A one world, new world order. That was a Moorish plan originally. The Europeans inherited that plan through the Masonic Lodge, which was the vehicle by which we civilized and taught the Europeans. And so now when we hear them saying it, we ready to throw out the baby with the bathwater, thinking it's from them. No, we originally laid out that plan for one divine world order. And they merely inherited it. And when we fell off, they still espoused it. Even though many of them are not carrying out right and exact, because you got to understand that the European Masons who run this government, who run the international scene, that they're under certain oaths and obligations. There's certain things that they can't do. There's certain things that they can't speak on. It was a divine plan. America didn't happen by chance. All this was part of the divine plan. That this would come up functioning more or less in a custodial capacity or fiduciary capacity. They will make custodians. When we were falling from power, we said, all right, you see this throne? We're going to make you custodians of this throne. You're going to become the keepers of the light, not the bearers of the light. We were the bearers of the light. We was one who was able to actually go out there and re-educate the whole human family of planet Earth. We made them keepers, which means that it's but so much they can speak on. You look at the degree structure. Water freezes at what? 32 degrees, right? Well, the highest they go is 32 degrees, which means what? Their wisdom, their water, their wisdom is locked up. It's froze shut. They can't get out here teaching like we can. It's froze shut. And maybe once in a while, one of them may be honored with the honorary 33rd degree, and then they throw it out a little more. Maybe they can say a few things, but not too much. You see what I'm saying? And more or less in a custodial capacity or fiduciary capacity, they will make custodians. When we were falling from power, we said, so we put those Europeans in power when we fell from power, because at that time, the Catholic Church, through the Franciscan and Dominican orders, was destroying everything that the Moors had built up. All the civilization, all the high science that we had developed and cultivated and built up, they was destroying on a global level. And so we put the Europeans in power, Masons in power. We refer to them as the mystic Turks, or chief protectors of the sacred shrine. The shrine of what? the shrine of more science, of more civilization that we had cultivated for so long, we put them there in charge of it. And so they're custodians. And this sometimes happens that custodians forget their place and they start to think that they're the ones.
That's right.
But we got to remind them, y'all not the ones. Y'all the custodians. Y'all. We put those Europeans in power when we fell from power because at that time it was to hold it and preserve it until we wake back up and then get this thing back on its original divine plan. So we are to convey to America that we're not about overthrowing this. No. As a matter of fact, we're about getting this thing back function on its original divine purpose. Because if we don't, it's going to be destroyed. As you see what's happening right now on a global level. America's going down a path now of self-destruction. And if we don't wake up and first save ourselves, and then in turn save America, it's going to be all over with.
So, you know, as I spoke about earlier, right? As I was building earlier with Times Square and this illumination ceremony that they call, you know, the dropping of you know, the ball and all of this shit. You feel me? We have to understand what Times Square, again, what is Times Square? What is time? What's the numeral of time? What's the number of time? They say it's 24 hours in a day. Okay, so it's split in half because it's separated between day and night. Do I need to pull up the fucking scripture? Right? I think it's Genesis 1:3. If not Genesis 1:4, let's Google it. Either way, the day is split into two. So the number of time is 12. Times Square, square 12. Somebody do 12 square for me and tell me what you come up with, please. God damn it. Could somebody do some mathematics for me? What is 12 squared? Thank you. Okay? Thank you. All right? Thank you. So that's Times Square, right? These are the fucking secrets right here, right in front of your face. Okay? You stand on 44th Street, the same place that I stood where we did our 10th sermon at, and you look at the ball drop on 42nd Street. All right? Off of a building that has 2 4s on each side of it. This whole shit is a construct. When you run the word time in the gematria calendar, it equals the letter or the number 144. Time and space are both 44 resonators. Right? Hence the fact I'm Pope Pablo and I'm explaining this shit to you because we could put time in the box, right? We could put Jesus in the box and we could put Muhammad in the box. And we could put Allah in the box. No disrespect. I'm just saying they're all numerical frequencies. What's the number of Allah? 86. 66 as well. What's the number of God or Yahweh? 26. What's the number of Jesus or Messiah? 444. These are numerical frequencies and algorithms that the grand architect utilizes to program the simulation that you call motherfucking reality. And a nigga like me come along and cracks the code and I'm telling you, you can manipulate and hack this shit. But it's not going to work with niggas who don't want to put in no work. And it's just getting real fucking lonely seeing everybody go at one another's throat and fight. And they don't want to bring the fight to the people who you're supposed to bring this motherfucking fight to. Because the nigga that you fighting don't got the keys to the kingdom, nigga. That's not who you're going to get it from. You wasting your time. That's Mandingo fighting. It's like these niggas online that just want to be, you want to be the guy, you want to be seen, you want to be the one. That's not where the motherfucking, that's not where it's at. That ain't the fight. Don't none of these niggas got nothing that's worthy for you to be fighting them for. You ducking the real fight. That's why these niggas is so concerned with wanting to be the top influencer or the #1 speaker or all of this other stupid shit that they talking about. That ain't it, my nigga. And it's not Islam alone. Where's your magic at? You got to merge what's taking place over here with what's taking place on the continent. You can't be no one continent ass nigga thinking that you're going to motherfucking put up a formulated defense against these people who are utilizing high motherfucking degree sorcery on you. Please. So this is what's going on in real time, right? Because niggas want to infight so much and they don't even see the fact that they on your motherfucking helmet. On your helmet coming into the new year. Right? Moorish Americans claim to represent Morocco in court. What day does that say? Oh, that was yesterday. December 31st. Where these niggas at? Mind you. Right? Ain't nobody's getting off the hook tonight. Because this shit has gotten out of control. Charles County, Maryland, right? So you, all right. Now you done brought it to the military straight up. You feel me? Now you in the home of the motherfucking military. Now you in a back seat. You better know what the fuck you going up in there with, right? Niggas better get their bars together. Right? Is anybody familiar with this case? Does anybody understand or know what's going on right now? Is anybody hit? Or are you going to leave it up to me to explain every single thing that's going on in this situation in real time? Because this is taking place in real time right now. Right? As we're moving once again into these days that are so integral and important, that we have to understand, once again, as melanated people, whether you think you got a pony in the race or not, it still is going to affect you. It still is affecting you. They still on your helmet over here based on everything that has taken place in the past post 1492. And prior to that. We're going to take that part of the discussion to the Discord because there's some things that I'm not willing to say. It's not that I can. I'm not willing to say on Instagram right now. Right? So there's a link in my bio. And when I finish this, we're going to go to the Discord and we could talk about it over there. But I don't even want my voice to even be repeating these words that's going on with these cases right now. Because I'm going to show you how they line in one case up with the other case. And this is how they're going to make the kibosh play itself out this year. That's how they're going to make the kibosh play itself out this year. Okay? They're putting all of this shit together in one big motherfucking situation. And as much as they push the other side, it's going to reflect on us, quote unquote, pause. It's set up. And you have to understand what's taking place right now. Because this shit is going to go, AI is going to go quantum, is going to go a bunch of other things. And all of this shit is going to be based on algorithms. Algorithms. Feel me? It's all going to be based on algorithms. They're utilizing the other side to play you, my nigga, and you falling right into the motherfucking trap. Does anybody know what happened in the forests of Atlanta the last 2 weeks when they ran down on the people who were standing as sovereign citizens attempting to defend the forest against the Atlanta police that was setting up the goddamn, they were setting up Cop City out here? Does anybody know about this shit? Does anybody know about this shit? So, once again, those conversations I'm not going to have on this platform because it's not cool. But we'll, in the Netaverse, we'll get into it. Yep. It's a major activity going on, and they're showing their hand because in these incidents that are taking place, they are showing their hand. They're telling you exactly the information that they have. They're telling exactly how that they have formulated the information to create these motherfucking these dossiers and these and they're just showing you how they're gonna play their hand. They're laying it out. It's a step-by-step process. And they're showing you. You feel me? They're showing you this shit. So when you see these figures like this, right? And I'm not no Prince Hall Mason and none of that stupid shit. No disrespect. Right? But, as I just showed you with the demonstration, these people are cosplaying you. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, our brothers who are in these organizations, in these brotherhoods, they don't understand the shit that I'm telling you to the degree in which I'm telling it to you. So they're in the blind as well. You feel me? They're just placeholders at this particular point. They don't know what the fuck is going on. So it's not even fair. It's not even fair to be like, yo, they part of the agenda. They holding us back. You know what I'm saying? They got the secrets and shit. No, they don't. They don't have no motherfucking secrets. They have no idea. This shit is over their pay scale. They look cute in black and white, right? But again, not to be dismissive of them, because even with them being placeholders, they're going back to something more ancient and archaic. And the African traditional systems go way further back than any motherfucking Freemasonry organization or any of that shit. They go further back than Kemet. So those black and white checkerboards, they come from the origins of where real initiations came from. And those was initiations into spiritual systems, African traditional spiritual systems. All of this shit has been grafted from you. It's been grafted from a graft, though. It's been grafted from a graft. Because by the time that shit got into Kemet, right, that shit was already grafted. You dig? By the time that they put the fucking apron on in Kemet, that shit was already grafted. They was already the fucking, Johnny come latelys. The old dudes, they got them stay 40,000 years old worth of information and history that comes out of the jungles of Africa. 40,000 years. Okay? All of this light-skinned this shit that they're running around, all of this shit is the fucking, the late-comer new kids on the block shit. So they're stealing from thieves who have stolen from thieves, who bargained some shit out. And got the whole world in a flux right now. But none of this shit is superior to you. You got the motherfucking Holy Grail in your veins. Okay? You got the ancestors that are with you, and we need to motherfucking wake them up and put an end to all of this shit. Right? It's the same way that they got motherfuckers masquerading over in the Vatican. It's the same way that they got motherfuckers over there masquerading in Mecca. I said it. And damn sure they got them masquerading in fucking Jerusalem. right? Everybody's masquerading, playing you, cosplaying you. Same way that they masquerading in Egypt. Same way that they masquerading over here. What's the solution to waking them up? We're laying it out right down. You know, hopefully somebody has the ability to see themselves in a demonstration and be like, oh, I don't, you know, all of this shit, fuck all this shit. At the end of the day, I'm gonna utilize it for what I need, right? But I gotta tap into something real for myself. Like, who am I? And that's what we all came here to find out. At the end of the day, who are you? And I can't tell you who you are. Feel me? It's not my job. It's not my assignment. It's not my place to tell you who you are. I could do a good job of telling you who you ain't, right? Because we know where the lies came in. We know where the lies kicked in. I could tell you that this shit ain't real. I could tell you that this shit is grafted from something that's been grafted from something else that's been grafted. So how can this be you? How can this be you? How could this be the home of where they say that God dwells, right? Or supposedly supposed to be the most sanctified place on the planet, especially if the Pope lives there. How they gonna tell you that there's an elegant demon that is running around in the Vatican that they can't get a hold of, right? What is that? What hope does that leave you with? If the very place where the motherfucking Pope resides, he's saying that he's cohabitating the Vatican with an elegant demon. You know who so they didn't even say Shaitan. They didn't even say motherfucking the devil. He said an elegant demon. You talking about a minion? A little nigga? You can't put a handle on him? And this is where the exorcists and all of them live at, but you can't find who the elegant demon is and put a bind on him? Because you know these niggas dealing with high-level sorcery, right? You do know this. You do know this, right? So the blood of Christ can't protect you against C-19, and the Vatican can't figure out how to get an elegant demon out, but somebody's supposed to be coming to help you? And the motherfucking Pope is in a wheelchair. Right? And the other nigga looked like death. But this is what you're praying to. This is what you want to defend. This is what you telling me that, yo, son, you need to chill, son. You going overboard. You know what I'm saying? That's sacrilegious. Damn, son. Yo, my mama be watching my Instagram. You need to keep your mother the fuck off Instagram if that's the case. If that's the case, your mama shouldn't take it personal, but, you know, you think that I don't got family on, and you think I don't be getting motherfucking emails and phone calls? People in their feelings? Right? But I'm like, how long have my ancestors been in their feelings for this bullshit? Why nobody ever stop to think about our ancestors? Or my mama? Because my mama said knock them out. So who mama you think I'm going to, you know, think about first? With no disrespect to your mama, of course. But goddamn, you know, she's old enough that she should appreciate some motherfucking information and some wisdom at this point in her life before she check up out of here. So all of these 1-1, you know, In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So today we're going to get into the Word. This is the Word, right? This is prophecy. Could somebody go to Revelations 1:1 and read what the fuck Revelations got to say? I'm just doing what's been ordained to me and what's expected of me with my name being Pablo. That's all I'm doing. I'm upholding the mandate. You should tell your mother, yeah, you know, this nigga's over here giving church for real because the pastor won't do it. I'm pulling from the same fucking book. I'm not making none of this shit up. I'm pulling it right out the book. I just happen to know how to read the Bible and they don't. And that's not blasphemy. That's not blasphemy. I'm doing it how it's supposed to be done. Look, I could show you at least 10 different books to start on 1:1 right now where the first word they talking about is Paul. Why is he so much up in the motherfucking Bible and he never even met? He never even met motherfucking Jesus. This nigga's in the Bible more than John. He's in the Bible more than James. He's in the Bible more than fucking Matthew. They only got one book. This nigga got like 10 of them. So I'm doing what Paul's in the Bible supposed to do. You feel me? Nana should be proud. So Revelations 1:1 to 1:3 says the revelation from Jesus Christ, which God gave him to show his servants what must soon take place. He made it known by sending his angel to his servant John. Right? I'm a six of clubs. I'm the John the Baptist card. I have no choice. I'm the messenger. Who testifies to everything he saw. That is the word of God and the testimony of Christ. Blessed is the one who reads aloud the words of this prophecy, and blessed are those who hear it and take heart to what is written in it, because the time is near. Right? That's all the fuck I'm doing. Speaking up and talking about these prophecies and these revelations in real time, because the time is near. We don't have time to waste. It's the first day of 2023. And the way that we decipher scripture, we go to the Gregorian calendar and we read it with the day. So if today is the first 1/1, then we go to scripture and read 1:1. That's how we do at Mineral Ministries. And we already did that earlier. We qualified ourselves. We explained every motherfucking thing and laid it out. This is like the part 2 late version for the people that may have missed it. And I wanted to put some extra on it because I'm finding mad shit. Like this one right here. Let's go to Daniel 1:1-3. Right? How can God do this shit to his people, man? We need to ask some questions. Right? Wake Nana up. Wake Nana up. We need to ask her some motherfucking questions. Because she brought you up into this shit. And she don't got no answers for you. But you need to ask her some of these goddamn questions. She need to go and get you some motherfucking answers. Call your pastor, call your reverend, call whoever you got to call. But we're going to need some answers, Nana. Why did God in the Bible prefer to help the motherfucking Babylonians out over the goddamn Israelites? Why was he putting on for Baal? Why was he putting on for Moloch? Why? How did he allow them to get the drop on humanity to establish a motherfucking God that he still can't get rid of today? Hence the fact niggas can't take off Balenciaga. There's so much a part of them. And the etymology of Balenciaga means Baal is king. To this day. How, God? How? In the 3rd year of the reign of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came to Jerusalem and besieged it. And the Lord delivered Jehoiakim, king of Judah, into his hands, along with some of the articles from the temple of God. These he carried off to the temple of his God in Babylonia and put in the treasure house of his God. Then the king ordered come on, son. Come on, son. This nigga has never spent the block on Baal and them. He's never spent the block on the Babylonian or the Sumerian gods. These niggas are superior to this nigga. And you trying to tell me that you want to build a foundation on this shit and nobody's addressing the motherfucking elephant in the room? That these other niggas who saying, I'm going to go and deal with the Sumerian or the Babylonian gods, they putting foot up the motherfucking ass of everybody who's following the 3 monotheistic religions on this planet, and they have yet to declare war on them. Because when have you seen Christianity say we're going to go to war against Satanists or Luciferians? When? Them niggas, you can find them in the phone book right now. They got a goddamn temple in the goddamn Illinois state legislature. What are you talking about? Stop it, 5. I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to free your motherfucking mind so you can goddamn wake up long enough and smell the coffee. And understand it, you just been dealing with feel-goodisms all this motherfucking time. And enough is enough. This shit has come to a close. We're not doing this in 2023. We're not doing this in 2023. If your shit is not foundated, where it can't motherfucking wobble like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, you need to pack that shit up. Fuck out of here, man. And the people is catching L's, and this shit is embarrassing at this point. And every goddamn body is cockfighting and mandingo fighting for some shit that's not even fucking founded in reality. All of this shit is fairy tales. Right? And the only thing that's real is you. That blood that's coursing through your vein. That motherfucking heart that's beating that blood. That brain that you have in your head that can generate thoughts. That tongue that can formulate speech. These motherfucking hands that can craft anything. Focus on your humanity, man. You too focused on this concept of God and you're not a man yet. It's just like the love shit. You too focused on love and you don't know nothing about value. You don't know nothing about integrity. You don't know nothing about trust. That shit does not exist nowhere in this community. But these niggas is talking about peace, love, and light. That's a disarming mechanism for the nigga to finesse and fleece you. And I'm telling you like I know it. And look, nigga, we told you back in 2015 and you still sending these niggas money. So I don't want to hear about, oh, nobody told me. Niggas been told you. You can't help people from themselves. You can't help people from themselves. Everybody's comfortable with an uncomfortable lie. But who's ready for the uncomfortable truths? Right? Who believes in themselves? Who knows what they're made of long enough that you're willing to stand on your own and be like, you know what? I got to go for what I know. I got to go for what I know. I'm going to sit down with myself long enough to do the healing that's necessary for me so I can tap into some shit that's inside of me. Some magic that's inside of me. My ancestors that's inside of me. Not what they keep telling you. Yo, you need to be part of this or you need to be into that. And all of this shit is a setup because nobody got the answers, man. And it's like dogs chasing their tails, playing games with one another for some shit that came to this world is this modern. This shit is like not even old. Right? You're a light being, nigga. I'm older than dirt. You feel me? I'm older than dirt. You can't even put a fucking age on us. But we dealing with some modern shit. And we arguing about it. And we not even doing it right. This is the training wheels. This is the shit that they gave the people for the training wheels. And we fighting about the training wheels, man. So get your training wheels shit together. I'll let you live long enough to get your training wheels shit together. But don't ever fucking fix your face to come around here telling me nothing about none of that stupid shit. Or I'm going to start picking it a piece by piece, brick by brick, just like we did with the Vatican, okay? Because once that shit falls, everything else you're going to see mysteriously goes with it. Why? Because they was all tied together to begin with. And that's just the facts. That's just the facts. That's just the facts. When that shit falls, everything else you're going to see fall with it. And you're going to be scratching your head and not understanding from day one. Right? All of this shit was tied together to begin with. I asked you niggas a long time ago. Yeah, we just got to the explanation as to why Shriners got on fez, but can't nobody tell me why the popes got the fucking yarmulkes on? And they're in Rome. Why do the popes have yarmulkes? Right? Anybody want to take a stab at it? Or you just everybody just dealing with some shit that they just don't understand. Everybody's just dealing with some shit that they just don't understand what they dealing with. They just dealing with it just to deal with it, right? You wake Nana up and get her in the room. Maybe she got the answers. Maybe she could get passed on the phone. At this old age, my nigga, you should be able to formulate some of these answers to these questions. Look, I'm going to the Discord, man. I think I'm finished here. You know? Because I feel niggas in their feelings. I just don't even feel safe no more. It don't even feel safe no more. I'm going to the Discord, y'all. I would think that you want to know why they got the yarmulkes on. Right? Because that's gonna uncover the secret as to what's really going on in that Vatican and how all Abrahamic religions are tied to that motherfucking place. Oh, there's a link in my bio that'll take you directly to the Discord. And it's more privatized there. We can have a better quality conversation, and I'm not going to be screaming at nobody. Promise. Yeah, you got to come to the Discord. I'm not laying this information out on Instagram for niggas to start running with the bars and shit. You start seeing meme pages popping up, and these niggas swear that they deep. And this is the information that's going to get you a visit, probably, because you ain't supposed to have it. Not the shit that I'm about to say. Circumcision, they took a vow to celibacy. Pope Benedict got a wife. You could Google that. What you talking about? Pope Benedict got a wife. You know what I'm saying? He got a wife. Did you not see? I posted the article the other day that the nigga that was the closest right hand to the Pope was trying to have a threesome with nuns. These niggas are not celibate. How they celibate and they fucking children? What are you talking about? I mean, no disrespect. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect. I just want you to use the logic here. Who fucked the hundreds of thousands of children if they've made vows? This is what I'm saying. Like, people could just tell you anything. It's the same shit with this community. How could you be getting relationship advice from niggas who are not in relationships? How you getting financial advice from people who don't got money? How's people giving you vegan recipes that are overweight? Hold on. Yo, everything that's not what it's supposed to be is the shit that sells in society. That's why I know this shit is crazy, son. That's why I know this shit is off the hook. And there's just not too much time left. Like, that's how I know that this shit is just bizarro world that we live in. Like, just the shit that I'm seeing that goes over. That's why AI, they ran in AI, and AI was like, this shit is about to blow up, man. AI's like, this shit is about to blow up. When AI had to look at this shit, AI was like, nah, son, this shit is, leave it up. AI's like, leave it up to me, and I'm pulling the plug. That's what AI said. AI was like, nah, this shit is not, the shit can't survive too much longer. Like, the shit that's taking place that we can see. You think that the children can't see this? You think AI can't see this? You feel me? it's just gone too far. It's just gone too far, y'all. We got to make sense of this shit, man. Right? So with Benedict's death, it's an unprecedented moment in the modern church. You feel me? They have never experienced anything like this. You know what I'm saying? They've never experienced anything like this. It's gonna be crazy in there. And Pope Francis is also on the way out. You dig what I'm saying? And even if he does not technically kick the bucket before October of this year, they're having what's called a synod this year. So he's going to be, this is when they're going to attempt to come up with the modernization. The church is at war. It's in inner conflict with itself because they're trying to modernize it and bring LGBT politics into the church. And then they have a faction that's fighting it. They're saying that they want to keep it conservative. So they're tearing at the reams of what they're doing with the church. And they're about to have the synod in October that reinstitutes or rectifies the rules of the church. And if the nigga don't die naturally by October, they're going to get rid of him because these motherfucking reformers are not going to allow him to come in there and make the church an LGBT institution. And he's trying to say that they cannot survive if they don't do these things. They're about to say that they're pro-abortion and a bunch of shit. Watch. 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 This shit is crazy right now. This shit is crazy right now. And they're on the cusp of Pluto moving into motherfucking Aquarius, right? And changing the whole fucking paradigm. And it's a 21-year cycle that's going to last from 2023 to 2044. And what's so interesting about that, okay, is that in gematria, which means geometry, right? I'm sure everybody at this particular point in time, you kind of know what gematria is, right? In gematria, Aquarius is 44. The entire age of Aquarius is a 44 resonator because the word Aquarius itself, right, resonates with 44. It's a 44 resonator. It's giving 44. You feel me? See if I can pull this slide up for y'all. Again, shout out to Ross Ben. I highly recommend that you go and check out his his breakdown of 2023. I highly recommend that you go and break down the 2023 forecast done by Lord Strayhorn, Phil Valentine, and Hank Rock. Can y'all hear me anymore? Okay, y'all can hear? All right, well, we ain't gonna be doing this for long because they're trying to interrupt my live. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing. Yeah, niggas be reporting this. They be reporting my page and all types of stupid shit, reporting my lives. I don't got no time for this. Feel me? I could be minding my motherfucking business. I got other things to do. You know, I'm attempting to build out this media platform and this network so we can have these conversations and don't have to have them on Zuckerberg's motherfucking platforms. Feel me? So you can hit the Cash App, send a little appreciation, and we'll be over on the Discord having some discourse outside of the scrutiny of the motherfucking agencies, okay? But yeah, if you can see it up there, he says it's Pluto in Aquarius, 2023 to 2044, right? It would either be power to the people versus relative persecution ratio. And a relative persecution ratio is like the shit that they was trying to do with PayPal, the shit that they trying to do with Cash App, right? The selective persecution on these apps. You feel me? Where they're going to be deplatforming people and they're going to be motherfucking making us pay financial goddamn, fines and all. There's repercussions to pay for giving information like this. And it's already starting. I could tell you some goddamn stories, but I'm going to spare you. You feel me? But I'm sure that people in the know already know, right? If you think that these people are sitting back and not motherfucking aware of this level of conversation that's taking place literally like right now, and they just sitting back, you're highly mistaken. You're highly mistaken. And I'm not trying to make it appear to be more fucking important than it is. I'm just telling you they're hip and they're pissed. Okay? So let's just be very fucking clear. This is not entertainment. I am not here to entertain a goddamn body. You feel me? I'm putting this shit all on the line every time I come online, attempting to share information with you that they're telling me, look, these niggas don't deserve it because they're not going to do nothing with it. Why you want to risk your life fucking with us? And we do it every time. And we going up in they motherfucking spots and we doing whatever needs to be goddamn done, right? To push this shit forward continuously. And you got to challenge yourself to make sure that you're not fearful, that you got what it takes. But everybody's not built like that. And I wouldn't advise to try this at home. If you don't motherfucking figure it out first in your dome, you got to have your heart in it. And you better have you some magic. All right? Be running down on these people thinking it's a physical situation. You're going to get washed up. Right? You're going to get washed up. Right? Stop playing with them. Understand that it's dealing with higher principalities. Yeah. If you are definitely your ancient, primordial, indigenous self, yeah, and your mind is totally outside of the constructs of the matrix, yeah, you more than likely you got them. But if you have any connection to the matrix and you're corded into this reality and you're dependent on it, they got you. They got you. You know what I'm saying? They got you boxed in. So I would recommend that you do not attempt, you know what I'm saying, to abruptly do particular things if you are dependent on the motherfucking matrix. Because the matrix adjusts itself accordingly and it will crush you. And I don't want to see that for you. You feel me? I do not want to see that for you. But we'll also show you how to release yourself piece by piece and chord from chord from this matrix so you can garner and gather up enough of confidence in your own self and tap into your ancestral motherfucking lineage that you can make some shit move and shake eventually. But this ain't no 1 minute TikTok shit. You just can't jump into this. You know what? Maybe I don't know. Right? But chances are 8 out of 10, I wouldn't recommend it. And this is not me telling you that you can't be great or that I don't, quote unquote, believe in you. You could be Simeon Token for all I fucking know. All right? I'm just saying, be careful because, you only got one chance to slip up and fuck up. This is, we multi-dimensional people, but you got one life. Okay? And with that, like I said, the link is in the bio. And if you want to pull up, I'll see you in the Discord. Peace.